So I just watched Wonderful Wife. It was here somewhere. And yeah, I thought the movie was meh. It's not that good. It's really not that good. It's the action is vaguely entertaining later. Hey, yay! Vaguely entertaining late in the movie, and the plot is interesting, but extremely hard to follow. It's got plot holes. There's large parts of it that don't make sense. Parts of
Larissa Fushigi.
Hey, Larissa, how's it going? Larissa. What's going on? So, so yeah, not a good movie. It's kind of entertaining. It's new, whatever. But it's not. It's not as good as the first Wonder Woman. It's not very empowering for women. I don't think. Personally. I don't want to give anything away for the movie, but it's also very confusing. Like there are parts of it that.
Message though.
What would you say is the message? Or maybe so maybe we want to give.
That ruined the movie.
That would ruin the movie.
Yeah.
So we'll do this part right after this. That we'll do spoilers. I guess the message is good. Yeah, the message is decent, I guess. But it's the movie is there are like so many different plot holes and different things that are so confusing that it makes it difficult to get the message. And it is kind of like part of it's kind of like a romance with like a little bit of action at the end. It's I don't know. I was not impressed. I give it like and I liked the first Wonder Woman movie, so it wasn't like, I don't know. I give it like a 2.5 stars.
2.5? That's really low.
Yeah. I can't, it doesn't make enough sense for me to go much higher. I can give it like 2.65 because there's some fun action. No, I got it 2.5. That's where I'm at. 2.5 stars. Occasionally entertaining. And the plot is engaging. I like the idea behind it. The idea behind it is cool. But it's like needs rewrites in order to fill in plot holes and make stuff more sense, and like I don't know, maybe make character dialogue more fun, and because you could tie it all together. It just wasn't. It feels like really, it feels kind of like a first draft idea that, not first draft. I mean, like a well fleshed out idea that wasn't made into that wasn't detailed, that nobody broke down to figure out what needed to be fixed. Okay, so that's my 2.5 stars. What do you give it, or what's?
I give it a 3.
3 stars for.
3 stars.
Why do you give it 3 stars? For a good message?
It had a good message to it, but it needs more action. I just like more action.
Okay.
It's kind of draggy. But there was like, of course it's DC, so it has action, but I don't think it was enough.
Yeah. Okay, so now we'll go into spoiler alert. If you don't want any spoilers, then stop watching now. Stop watching now if you don't want any spoilers. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Okay, so spoiler alert. It is not. There's like a wishing stone, and then the guy becomes the wishing stone. But then it becomes confusing as to what exactly there's like part of it that doesn't make any sense. Like he's the wishing stone, but it doesn't become clear. You can wish stuff and then you can unwish stuff, and then all of a sudden Wonder Woman can fly, and what he wants and what he doesn't want, and she gets her powers back by unwishing. But nobody knows that that's supposed to happen when that happens, and then everyone can see her or connect with her through the connection over the television, even though the camera's gone for Wonder Woman. I don't know, why can Wonder Woman fly. And then there's another Wonder Woman that's like the old school Wonder Woman that just shows up randomly at the end as like a nice little cameo, but it's also like, what? Why is she there? And who is she? I don't know, maybe she was someone earlier in it? Yeah, there's parts where the dialogue is just flat and the connection from one thing to another is just not really solid. I don't know, it's just a mess. The whole thing feels just like while you're watching a mess. But if you can like turn your brain off a little bit and just kind of float along. Also, it's like, I don't know, like I didn't really think it was anti-feminist, but I could see why people were upset with it. Maybe feminism, people that were pro-feminist might be upset with it, because it like kind of seems like there's a lady that takes her power, and when she takes her power, she gains powers, she ends up losing her niceness. So I don't know, maybe the idea that feminism's lost its niceness in the midst of, which is kind of like a pretty, but I don't think that's the message they're going for. I think that's just kind of something that can be a misinterpretation of the characters in the situation, I'm pretty sure this director, who is also the writer, is not an anti-feminist, so I don't think that's kind of what they were trying to do. And I don't, yeah. So, I don't, and then the general message, the message that they're going for, is a good message. And I really liked the ideas behind, not those ideas I'm talking about, like, but the plot device of him becoming the stone and people getting their wish, but that's kind of what creates the chaos. Although it was a little rough for a while, like, as to how exactly he got stuff from it. Because he seemed to be able to choose what he got, as opposed to the original idea, which the stone seemed to be take what was most valuable to you. But then his health was the most valuable to him. But then at the end of his son, it turns out to be what's really the most valuable to him. So maybe that changed, I guess, because it didn't take his son originally. I kind of expected it to. But I was kind of confused too, because his son also wished for him to be there, but he didn't go there. So why didn't that happen? Did that happen, or it didn't happen? It didn't happen. So there's just a litany of things throughout, just a whole bunch of stuff throughout that just doesn't quite seem to flow. Like somehow they go to the Smithsonian Air Museum, I think, but in the back there's a jet that it's ready to go, and they just take it and they fly away. And that's what happens. The Russians attack the United States because they're having more nuclear missiles than expected, so they think that there's about to be a nuclear launch, which doesn't make any sense. And then at the end, when everyone's getting their wish, everyone just seems to be running. That seems to be their way of signifying that people are getting their wish, just people running back and forth. Anyway, this is a spoiler part. Somebody just joined in, so I just want to make sure. But yeah. So, in summary, it is a mess with many plot holes, but it has some fun ideas behind it, and it is a fun viewing if you can turn your brain off. And I believe that 1984 they made the deal with the directors, so if you have any anger over what the crazy stuff that Warner Brothers is doing, at least for the 1984 movie, I think the director got paid, like they made $1 billion or something like that. So I think the future ones they didn't, but I think this one they did. So that's at least good. But it is crazy, and there's a lot going on right now. And yeah, Wonder Woman 1984, not great, not good, but kind of fun. And sometimes that's what you need, just something to watch that is kind of, some good special effects. Sometimes it's kind of entertaining. Thanks for watching. Final thoughts? All right. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Yay.